Okay, good. We're being live streamed. Got it.
Working
Okay.
on it.
Thank you. Okay. This is a night where people might wonder if the Jews really enjoy fire. I mean, it really comes together nicely tonight because when it's Saturday night of Hanukkah, we've got Havdalah to do, which involves a multi-wicked candle, and then we do Hanukkah blessings after that. We close off Shabbat before we go into the week, of course, and lighting the Hanukkah.
I'm going to get my Havdalah set. Hold on.
Go ahead, Rana. We have a nigun to do anyway. So if you want to get, and the truth of the matter is, you only need two candles or 2 wicks to make Havdalah. I have a leftover candle from last year's Hanukkah set of candles, and I have it in my shamas of my other menorah. This is the menorah I actually grew up with. And the candle has 2 wicks in it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect for a Havdalah candle. So this is my Havdalah candle for tonight. I have my shamas for the shamas, and we're gonna light that up. We're good to go. All right. We need something that's fragrant to smell. If you have an orange or a lime or a rosemary, whatever you happen to have around, just a little something to smell that would be nice. If you have wine, grape juice, something like that around, that's great. And we're going to start. I'm going to share my screen so that we'll have the blessings, and Ben also dropped blessings in the chat space if you want to use that. I'm going to pull that up and share that. And that should go there. I'm going to pull that back one. Great. All right. This is perfect because normally we do the song to start off Havdalah anyway, but it really works well with Hanukkah. It comes from the book of Esther, and we think about Esther, and the book of Esther and Purim is kind of the other big miracle holiday. Hanukkah and Purim, there's a lot actually in common, or things kind of liturgically that we do together for those 2 holidays. And listen to that line, what she says when, of course, the edict was, the edict in the book of Esther was never rescinded, but the Jews were able to basically fight back. And so we have La Yehudim for the Jews. There was Ora, V'simcha, V'sason, Vikar, that there was light and joy and celebration and great importance. Came to Hielanu, and so it should be for us. Sounds like this. La Yehudim, Hayta Ora, B'simcha, B'sason, Vikar. We'll try La Yehudim. La Yehudim, Hayta Ora, B'sason, Vikar. Then we sing Cain to Hielanu. Sason Vikar. La Yehudim, Hayta Ora, B'simcha, B'sason Vikar. It's a nigun that'll carry us through our blessings. Ya la la ya ya la la, ya la la ya ya la la, ya la la ya la la la, ya la la ya la la la. Hey Rana, do you have a Kiddush cup there? Did you grab a Kiddush cup? You're gonna hold it up because I can't hold my cup up and sing because I know it's very difficult. Sounds like this. Let's do Borei Pri Hagafen. God is the creator of the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei Pri Hagafen Borei Pri Hagafen. You can set the cup down. Yalla ya yalla yalla blessing is for something fragrant, reminding us of the extra soul that God breathes into us on Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei minei besamim Borei minei besamim Yalla ya yalla spice box that Rana has of a windmill. They wonder, why is there a windmill spice box? Did you get that in Israel?
Yeah, and I've got the wall for my candle, of course.
This is very important windmill. It was built by Moses Montefiore just outside the old city. Another time we can talk about that. But that's what that windmill belongs with. It's a lot of fun. The next blessing is for light. Boy, we have a lot of light around us. Borei me'orei ha'esh. God is the one who creates many kinds of light and fire. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei me'orei ha'esh Borei me'orei ha'esh Yalla yalla The next blessing that we sing speaks about this idea of the separations, the distinctions that God makes that are part of creation, the 6 days of the week for work, labor, and the holiness of Shabbat, between light and darkness, between the people of Israel and the nations of the world. All of those separations, and we find Hanukkah with ourselves a holiday that at once has universal messages. We think about religious tolerance and things, but it's our story and what we do with it and how it means and what it means over the course of time in different lands and different eras for us as Jews. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lechol ben or lechoshech ben Israel la'amim ben yom hashvi'i l'sheshet yemei hamaseh l'sheshet yemei hamaseh Baruch atah Adonai hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh lechol Halayla ya hayalayla Yalla ya hayalayla Yalla ya hayalayla Yalla. If you had wine or grape juice around, having said the blessings, now we take a little sip. And we come to this moment of God is the one who's the distinguisher between the holiness and the mundane, the profane, the secular, lots of ways we can translate. Chol, may God wipe out all of our wrongdoings, and may our offspring be as numerous as all the sands in the sea and the stars in the nighttime sky. Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, chatoteinu yimchol, zar'einu v'chaspenu yarbe kachol, v'chachochavim b'layla. And we distinguish Shavua Tov, 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 Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera Behameno, Yahavo Eleno, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. Shavua Tov, everybody. Nice to be together and start the week with one another. We have Hanukkah to mark as well on this night. Rana, on behalf of our ritual committee, if you will unmute yourself, and there's a reading, and Ben, I don't know, you may have already dropped it in there, but there's a link, of course, online. We have different readings. Some of you may have already printed them out. If you want to follow along, that's great. If not, otherwise, there's something on the live stream page for your access when you want. Rana, if you will, please, when you're ready.
Got it. In iniquity and in some communities to this day, menorahs are placed on the outside of the home, mounted to an external wall by the front door. Naturally, the question is asked, on which side of the door to place the Hanukkah menorah? A mezuzah is customarily on the right side. Thus, the Talmud states, the mezuzah is on the right side of the door and the Hanukkah lamp on the left. The mezuzah is a small scroll containing one chapter of the Torah. It represents the Torah with its clear, steady light guiding us throughout our life. On the other hand, the Hanukkah lamp is a lesser light, but gives us light in the darkness. We can compare this to a prince who ran away from the palace and was lost in the woods nearby. When night came, he was in total darkness and could not see where he was going at all. Fortunately, large torches were lit on the palace grounds each night. The light filtered through the forest, and the prince was able to find his way home. Once inside the palace gates, the prince enjoyed the steady light that streamed without pause. He thought, it is far better to be here in the light than to find my way through the darkness. Although we are very impressed with the light of the Hanukkah lamp and that God gives us light even in the darkness of the exile, still we would rather have the steady light, the light of Torah. Therefore, we place the Hanukkah lamp in a secondary position on the left side of the door. Hanukkah celebrates the miracle of the Maccabees' victory against the powerful Seleucid army and forces of Hellenization. Some say the holiday commemorates the miracle of one container of oil lasting for 8 days. Others say the holiday celebrates the miracle of surviving against external and internal forces, which could defeat our people and heritage. What does the word miracle mean to you? Have you ever experienced anything miraculous?
Thank you, Rana. Thank you for the work of our ritual committee and doing what is actually is really hard work at times, which is giving honest feedback and considering what does our congregation need when it comes to ritual, when it comes to how we mark occasions, and do it in a way that is consistent with how we understand Jewish tradition, what feels right, knowing that in any given community, there's the oft repeated phrase that, of course, and there's a funny joke about it, I'm not going to get into it, that every community needs 2 synagogues, the one you pray in and the one you won't step foot in. But that within a synagogue, right, there's all kinds of opinions that are going to happen. And like on the one hand, thank God we have that. And on the other hand, oh my gosh, it can be tough. But trying to find a place where we can indeed worship, celebrate, and mark this beautiful heritage that we have together. Knowing that not everything we do is going to be perfect or that we're all going to like, but the majority of what we feel as a whole gives us uplift and feels nice. I had sent a podcast, I might post it again, from the Hartman Institute, the Shalom Hartman Institute in Jerusalem, the podcast For Heaven's Sake, which they put out every couple of weeks. The one they have right now on Hanukkah is, I think it's an outstanding one. They're not getting into some of what they often do, which is kind of political, social, cultural realities in Israel and the relationship between American Jews and Israeli Jews. This is looking at Hanukkah, the many layers that we often take Hanukkah for, like what seems like such a simple holiday. There are so many different layers to it. And particularly for us as American Jews or Israeli Jews, but even more than that. And I think they did just a great job to really get us thinking about how do we mark this holiday that is multi-layered with a lot of, I guess we could call them access points to it. So that I just want to make a plug for that, but it gets into this idea of how we as a community, how do we operate together? And maybe the miracle, part of the miracle of Hanukkah is the fact that we survive, that we hold on with all of those views and conflicting views at times. How beautiful, and the many miracles that we have around us. We're lighting more lights. So if you want to grab your shamas, have it at the ready, if you've got your blessings around, and we will sing together. Remember, we light the newest light first. We'll sing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim l'avotenu bayamim ha'em B'hazman hazeh. The style of lighting, it is customary. We typically put the candles in, as I have said before, we put them in the direction of Hebrew, the Hebrew reading from right to left, and then we light from left to right, but giving kind of honor, so to speak, to the first candle, or the newest candle of the lot. Maybe to make it feel at home. Some people light as they're singing the blessings, custom that I do, and feels consistent with when we do blessings, is that we say a blessing for something and then we do it, but only kind of after the series of blessings. Like think about Kiddush, right? Or when we did Havdalah tonight, we do this series of blessings, we only drink the wine at the close of having done all those blessings. So the style that I go with is that same idea that we go through the blessings, then we light from there. Ma'osur Yeshuati, page 2. L'chana el shabeach tikon betefilati b'sham toda nizabeach letachin matbeach mitzar hamnabeach Azegmor Bashir Mizmor Chanukat Hamizbeach Azegmor Bashir Mizmor Chanukat Hamizbeach Raka ages let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. Dropping down a little from there, Hanerot Halalu, these candles which we light remind us of the miracles, the battles that God fought for our ancestors in days of old at this time of year. Hanerot Halalu she'anu madlikin, Hanerot Halalu she'anu madlikin, al hanisim ve'al haniflaot ve'al hateshuot ve'al hamilchamot. שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בימים ההם, בימים ההם, בזמן הזה. Lynn, you have a raffle for us on this 7th night of Hanukkah. So if we can get Lynn spotlit over there.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
There we
No,
go.
you don't do it like
Yes, I
that.
can.
No, you gotta do share and then do that. Okay, you got it now.
Okay, all right, can y'all see? All right, tonight, hopefully I can say this without messing it. Slurp, Sleep, and Schmear package, there, I got it out, is donated by Kim Hoban, Michael Alien Home, and the Bagel Station. So it's matzo ball soup, this big, really cool, fun Hanukkah pillow, and bagels. I mean, what is not to love about that? And here we go with our fun wheel. All right, y'all ready? Maybe it'll be somebody on the Zoom tonight. I'm going to spin it again. I'm going to spin it again because Kim Hoban won and she asked for her name to be removed because she had bought a mega ticket. So I'm going to spin it again. David Levy.
Yay! That's great. Oh, that's wonderful. Good. Mazel tov to David Levy. Thank you all. Everyone who's been buying tickets. Thank you to our fundraising committee and Lynn for your coming on the work that you've been doing and coordinating for us and for our temple, that we can benefit from that. So thank you all. Mazel tov, David. That's great. Enjoy the slurp, sleep, and schmear.
You got it out so easily.
I mean, I was looking, I'm like, can I repeat that without turning over my tongue? I don't know. That's really fun. That's really fun. Great. Oh my goodness.
One more night of tickets.
Tomorrow?
So tomorrow night.
Yeah, what's tomorrow night?
Basketball tickets and $50 at the Village Tavern. So one more.
That's a great one.
Overnight. If you want to buy tickets, you can still do it before 5 o'clock tomorrow. And thank you, everybody who has bought tickets.
Wonderful. Thank you. Remember, Latka Palooza's tomorrow. We're going to start singing in the sanctuary about 10:30. Blessings and songs. And then we will be out in the parking lot for Latka Palooza around, let's call it kind of 11:15 is my guess when we'll go out there. There's going to be activities for the young crew happening in the social hall. It should be a really fun day. The whole thing will probably wrap up and gets by about noon. The winner will be announced for the latkes. We have a couple different challenges that we do. It should be a lot of fun. Banu Choshech, we're on page 3 for our closing song as we're marking Hanukkah. Banu Choshech legaresh beyadenu or v'hesh kol echad hu or katan bechulanu or eitan surah choshech al ashkor surah mipnei ha'or surah choshech al ashkor surah mipnei ha'or. We have come to banish night, banish it with candlelight. All the little candle rays join to make a mighty blaze. Banish darkness, banish night. Hanukkah is the feast of light. Banish darkness, banish night. Hanukkah is the feast of light. Wish you all a continued Hanukkah that is filled with simcha, ora, sason vikar, with a reminder of it's on us, each of us, to bring that light, and we can create a world that is filled with joy and opportunity, a sense of feeling cherished. May we bring that to one another. May we feel it in our hearts. I wish you all a Shavua Tov, Chag Urim Sameach, and nice to see you. You can unmute if you want to say a Chag Sameach to everybody. What's that?
See you all tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Happy
Lots of fun.
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Nice to see you all.
Everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Ben. Hey, Rob.